My name is Dean. I'm an alcoholic and an addict, and this is where I could have ended up. Hello and welcome to Inside Addiction. Prevention, education, raising awareness is where it all starts, or unfortunately ends up where we just saw at times. I want to introduce today someone that takes a different approach to prevention, raising awareness, and education, and someone that definitely needs to be spotlighted on Inside Addiction. I want to introduce you to Ed Frank. Ed, how are you?
Dean, good morning.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't you tell us, first and foremost, how would you describe your approach to prevention, raising awareness, and education? Because again, it's not exactly what I would refer to as textbook.
Well, you started the program off with saying when you grew up. I'm going to tell you when I grew up. I'm a little older than you. When I grew up, it was not as cool as it is today, so to speak. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. If you smoked, it was a behind-the-scene type thing. Today, it's out there.
Yeah, it's more open.
Unfortunately, in August of 2005, I lost my son to cancer. That being said, I said, I got 2 ways to go, bitter or better. I'm not going to be bitter because it's not going to do a darn thing for my wife, my family, my loved ones. And I believe that my son and I had a very important message to bring out, not only to the young people, and that word young, old, and politically correct or not, age difference.
Everybody needs a message.
Everyone needs the message, and it's all about awareness. What you started saying when you grew up, when I grew up, cell phones were Dick Tracy material. Visual society today. Our program is simple. We call it Choices 301. It's all about life and the choices that we make. The 301 represents my son's radio identifier when he was on the police department. So it's a tribute to him. My wife and I decided the program is going to be in honor of our son, and if we can reach just one, we've done something.
Absolutely.
Back in the day, 1972, we used to take a junk car from one of our local scrap yards. They let us use one of their flatbed trucks, and we'd bring it around to the schools, the shopping stalls, centers, and so on, and we'll assign it. What caused this? Speed, alcohol, and reckless driving. Well, reckless driving is not a term used anymore. It's called aggressive driving.
Sure.
And the whole system has changed. What we did in the day doesn't work. Personally, you get in someone's face. It's depending on who you're dealing with. The kids don't want to see that. That doesn't work anymore. Some people it may. You may have to use that tactic. Education, the awareness, what we do here in our facility, thanks to one of our sponsors, WeatherGuard Roofing, he's allowed us to use this facility. We call it the Beacon of Hope Care Center. It represents awareness. It represents no-nonsense approach. We think we have something unique in how we handle these young people, young and old. Here I go with that word again, but it's out there. It doesn't matter who you are. When you're dealing with DWI, getting behind the wheel of an automobile, that's one thing that does not segregate. There's no saying, are you Democrat, Republican, liberal? It doesn't discriminate.
That's a great point. As a police officer, and your son is a police officer, what types of professions, what kinds of backgrounds did you see dealing with people drinking and driving? Was it isolated to one group of people, younger people?
Absolutely not. And we run the gamut here. I mean, it's become an epidemic. I believe it's an epidemic.
Absolutely.
And when you start looking at the statistics, and I'm not really a big guy in statistics, but the numbers and the visual that is coming across the computer today, the age of the internet, everything is instantaneous. We are a fast society. We're a visual society. These kids want to see it. They want to feel it. They want to hear it. And that's what we do with our program. We actually show a video that was a live cam in a limousine from the July 2005 tragedy that occurred on the Meadowbrook Parkway.
Which was directly alcohol related.
Alcohol related, where a driver was going the wrong way on the Meadowbrook Parkway with his pickup truck. He hits a limousine carrying the Flynn family home from a wedding. A beautiful day, the family done everything right. Let's take a limousine, let's enjoy ourselves. They had a plan. This individual's coming the wrong way on the Meadowbrook Parkway, hits the limousine head on. Consequent, Stanley Rabinowitz, the driver of the limo, is killed instantly. The family in it, Jennifer and Neil Flynn and their daughters, Katie. Katie was decapitated from her seatbelt. Jennifer, the mom, took Katie and held that baby's head in her arms for 1 hour sitting on the side of Meadowbrook Parkway. The driver of that pickup truck did receive non-life-threatening injuries, but he was sentenced to 18 1/3 to 25. He's appealing it. He was charged with murder. It's an interesting point here to see if that's going to stand. Public outrage? Naturally. Just recently in Miami, Florida, a friend of mine sent me a clipping. 3 young children, ages 10 down, killed by a drunk driver. Toledo, Ohio, a drunk driver with a pickup truck going the wrong way on Interstate 280 takes a family of 8 that are going to their home in Maryland, kills 5 of that family of 8 on the highway that night. The youngest was 8 weeks old. A fiery crash, Nassau, Suffolk County. Police officer responding to a call, officer needs assistance. He gets hit at 4 in the morning by a drunk driver, broadside, takes the police cruiser and puts him into a utility pole. Police cruiser burst into flame, that officer burned alive. Chicago, just recently, an off-duty detective hits a disabled vehicle. The vehicle burst into flames, kills 2 people. He walks away from the scene, is apprehended a short time later. Where does it stop?
This covers every city and every county and every state.
We are in trouble. We're in trouble. And until society really takes this and wraps themselves around it, that we're killing people on our own highway. We're killing each other. Never mind the war. It's a sensitive word. We have enough of our young men and women coming home that are disabled, that are going to be messed up for the rest of their lives with post-traumatic stress, loss of life or limb, their families, tragedy, tragedy, tragedy. And we're doing it right here in the United States. We're killing one another through motor vehicles, through stupidity. Common denominator, alcohol, / drugs. Drugs are another issue here. That a lot of our young people, I say, keep using that expression, young people, they can't help it. Age doesn't make a difference. There's statistics out there to see that these kids start abusing at 8 years of age. And that runs the gamut. Now, to think that they're okay, they do a joint, get behind the wheel and it's cool, it's messing up your mind. Same thing with alcohol. Where does it go? It's a stimulant, it's a depressant, whatever that individual wants. There's a lot of mysterious things about what we're talking about this morning. Common denominator is yourself.
It's interesting. I see one of the signs in your facility that will show is thinking prevents drinking and drinking prevents thinking.
That came to me, believe it or not, through one of our sponsors, was in Pennsylvania on a business trip. He had gone down there several times and saw this exact sign up on a billboard. And he said to himself, I'm going to write that information down, I'm going to come home, I think Ed could use that in his program. He brought it to a fellow that does vinyl work, and he presented it to me. I thought that was really, really sharp. But it says it all.
Absolutely.
Drinking prevents thinking. Thinking prevents drinking. So what are we talking about? People get a little annoyed with me, and I'm not to legislate morality. Not for that at all. You want a cocktail? I'll sit and have one. In your case, you're recovering.
Yeah.
That's your business.
Yeah.
I compliment you for what you are doing. Coming out and saying that, you know what, I'm recovering. I can do it. First shot out of the box may not work. Second shot out of the box. Third shot, you guys keep trying.
Yep.
Keep trying. But that sign in itself says an awful lot. Gave it to me, and the number of people have commented on it. Yeah, it's so true.
Let's go back to the people, literally the gamut of people that are affected through alcoholism, through drug addiction, drinking and driving, driving under the influence of drugs. Not only the offenders, but the victims. You have an interesting, I don't know how I would describe it, except for the visual is just one of the most awesome things I've ever seen as far as educational and effective. And that's your wall of shoes.
Well, I said earlier, it's back in the day. Back in the day, it was a